So you've decided that YouTube is part of your marketing strategy this year and you're going to absolutely nail it on YouTube, but you don't really know how to do this for your business. Maybe you're thinking it's not for business. Maybe this is not the right route for you. Maybe you think even that it's oversaturated. There's too many people doing YouTube already. How am I going to stand out? In this session, I'm going to show you how to become an authority with your YouTube channel, how to build an asset library of your best content that your customers, your ideal clients absolutely want to see and love to see. And I'm going to help you build, and I'm going to show you how to build an audience. And hey, I've only got 1,300 subscribers on my channel. I've not got a huge channel. I'm a small creator, that's what they call us, but I've made over £50,000 associated with my YouTube channel. I'm going to show you how small creators just like you and me can make money and use this tool to the best of our ability with our business. Now you can join me live on May the 30th at 2 p.m. EST or 7 p.m. GMT for my British folks. All right, can't wait to see you there.
Hey everybody, welcome to another BiGVU live session. I know that you're ready to dance and have some fun. I brought a friend along with me today. Hold on, let me bring my friend. Here we go, come on, where's my friend? There we go. Hold on, I got another friend. Hold on, here we go. Yeah, got another friend. Everybody, I know you didn't come to see me dance and see my friends dance. Actually, let me share another friend dancing with you. Hold on, here we go. Welcome back to another session. I know that you're here to dance and have some fun and have some learning. We are going to have an amazing session today. If you don't know who I am, my name's Robert Kennedy III. RK3 is what they call me, and I'm your host for this fantastic session. If we have not connected before, I work with real estate agents and real estate professionals, teaching them how to boost their visibility, create more engagement, and ultimately create more leads for their business using video and business storytelling. So we're going to talk about that just a little bit later on, but I want to get us moving into our host or into our event for today, because I know you're going to enjoy it. It's going to be fantastic. If you are using video, or you know that you need to be using video marketing in your business, then you'll want to learn a little bit more, not just how to market it for your business, but how to monetize it using YouTube. And that's what our session is going to be for today. So before we introduce our guest for the day, I want to have you aware of a couple of things. Number one, if you've got questions, we're going to ask and answer some questions during the session today. I want to make sure that you get value from this. So if you've got a question, go ahead and put the letter Q in the chat and then add your question after that so that we can easily identify your questions. All right. And so let's look and see who's here. Hey, I see somebody from Madhukar Sharma. Love it. All right. Somebody's copping in from Buffalo Gap, Texas. I love it. Higher Purpose. Glad that you're here. Go ahead and tell me where you are and where you're coming from in the chat so I can acknowledge you. Shout out some people here. I see Cute Zamish is a PK, pastor's kid, preacher's kid like me. Yes, thank you very much. All right. Somebody else just saying, please help me. I like it. Good morning from San Francisco. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you this morning. And somebody else is a realtor. I love it. We have some realtors in the place. Orlean, good to see you. Nelson, good to see you. All right. Riz, the realtor, good to see you. Who else do we have on here? We've got quite a few people. I'm just glad. Vancouver, Canada. Alan, glad you're there. Englewood, New Jersey. I love it. Anita from Toronto. Cynthia Keel from Chicago. Nice. From San Jose, Joe Bradley. Good to see you, Joseph. Good to see you. Yes, I was at the National Realtors Conference in Orlando. Thank you very much. Okay, Monica from Wisconsin, Philly, Pennsylvania, from Atlanta, Georgia, Valerie Singleton. Okay, all right. We got a lot. Barranquilla, Colombia. I hope I said that right. We've got a lot of people. What's popping? So glad that y'all are here today. Well, listen, I don't want to keep you waiting any further. I don't want to keep you waiting any longer. I want to make sure that you get all the value today. At the end, we're going to have a giveaway, and our guest for today is going to share that with you, okay? So our guest for today is Matt Hughes, and Matt is the king of video. Matt's the king of video, and you're going to find out in a little while why he is the king. So let's bring Matt on up to the stage here and see if we can find out why Matt is the king of video. Come on, Matt. Where are you? Where's Matt? There you go.
Hello, hello,
Matt.
hello.
Hold on one second. What side? Okay, I'm giving you the
There you
virtual
go.
high five.
I don't know if I always get the wrong side. Oh, damn.
There we go. Wrong side. Wrong side.
Three,
There we go. How you doing? We got some people on here. We have somebody from Dubai is on, Mississippi's on, Barcelona's on, Virginia's in the house. I love it. New Jersey's in the house. We've got so many people hanging out with us today, Matt. Tell us a little bit about, first of all, why you're the king of video.
Well, the truth is RK3, and you're not going to believe this, but the domain name was available. So I thought, well, the domain name's available. I went to my coach actually, and I said at the time, I was like, the domain name's available, and I thought it was a bit cheeky. Can I just take it? And they were like, Matt, you are the king of video. Just crack on and get on with it. So I did. I took it, and I've owned it for about 3 years now. So there you go.
Love it. I love it.
Like most kings, you just steal it, right?
Yeah. That was a simple answer. The domain name was available. Oh my gosh. I think you all should just go start searching some domain names like the Sharma of video or the Shaolin of video. I don't know. All right. So why video, Matt? Why do you think that video is so critical now more than ever?
It's attention, right? Like I come at it from a business point of view always, but it's always about attention. A friend of mine, Austin, he talks about the fact that the social media networks, they just encourage engagement, whether it's good or bad. And I think video is the best way you can do that, and you can have some real fun with it as well. So it's all about getting attention, and you need that in your business for sure.
So let's talk about attention and business for just a second, because it's one thing to make videos. It's another thing to point the cameras at yourself and click record. It's a totally different thing, or it's an even better thing to be able to do all of that and make some money at the same time. So let's get into it. How do we get into making money utilizing video? And you came to talk to us today about YouTube specifically. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so when I'm talking about making money, everything you do as a creator, whether you have a business or whether you're just getting started or whatever, you should always have a strategy. And what you'll find when I talk about my 5 A's of YouTube, what that strategy is and how YouTube alongside your strategy is really going to help you monetize. And it's not about, by the way, it's not about standard YouTube monetization. Most people will talk about it like, I need to get ads. I need to get to those watch hours and the right amount of subscribers. And it's none of that stuff. If you speak to most good YouTubers, you'll find that the majority of the money that they're making is off-platform money. Wow. I think probably it's something like 5% of their money will come from on-platform stuff. So where's the other 95%? That's what I'm going to talk about today.
Love it. Love it. Love it. So before we jump into your content, let's talk a little bit about the giveaway. So you've got something that you're going to be sharing with us at the end for those that hang out with us through to the end of this video. What is it that you have?
Yeah, so this is all about getting started. So if you're sitting there and you're thinking, oh, YouTube sounds like a good idea, but actually, how do I get started with this stuff? This is exactly the stuff for you. It's going to show you how to create your channel, how to set up your first 4 to 5 videos, set up your intro video, how to brand your channel. It's not just about a case of creating a channel on YouTube. You want to make it look good and feel like part of your brand as well. So we cover all of that stuff in this guide.
Love it. Love it. All right. So let's jump in, man. Give us the steps. You said that you were going to share with us quite a few different things, how to monetize, how to move, how to get attention using video. So let's jump on in. What do you have?
Well, I've got the slide deck. Are we going into that now, or?
Yep. Let's jump in. Yeah.
Wicked. All right. So if you want to jump in and make us full screen, perfect. All right. So in this session, it's probably going to take about half an hour, 40 minutes to go through this slide deck. And I'm really going to take you from the start of what YouTube is. Before we get into that, I did mention I got the domain name. So, that is where the King of Video brand comes from. But actually, for background, I had a video production company for 7 years. So we traveled the world making video, largely for tech companies, but really anyone that would pay us to make a video, we were definitely there. I then later became a YouTube mentor. So I help business owners start YouTube channels. I'm a dad, a husband, a geek, a rebel, and unapologetically me. One thing I'll say to you is when you're getting started on YouTube, you have to be unapologetically yourself. You can't copy anybody else. You can't go and try and imitate what other people are doing. You've got to just do your own thing, stay in your own lane and be yourself. So always think about that when I'm talking about all these different things in the next few slides. All right, so how do we make money on YouTube for businesses? And the first question I want to ask you guys in the comments is, what is YouTube? What do you think YouTube is? I'd love to know what your definition of YouTube is. I'm going to tell you what it's not, but this is what people think it is. Let me know if you recognize any of these people, by the way. So when I ask this question out to the world and why most businesses sort of shy away from YouTube, it's because they assume and they think that it's something like one of these. So you've got cat videos there. We've got workout fail videos. We've got gaming stuff. We've got music. We've got cleaning hauls. Never like that world. There you go. Search engine. Love that. And we've got life hacks and a bit of inspiration and stuff as well. Vlogging, I would probably call it in there. That's what people think it is. But this is exactly what it's not. So if you're using YouTube in your business already, let me know. You can be honest and admit to this. If you're using YouTube already, it's not a place to store your Zoom calls. Loads of businesses I know, they will just stick their Zoom calls on there, or they'll stick their podcasts on there without really thinking about it. They're not being strategic. They just dump it and they run. And they think, well, I've put it out there on YouTube now. It's going to find me an audience. I'm going to become YouTube famous overnight. And that is not how YouTube works. It is absolutely a search engine, as some of you mentioned, but we're going to talk about what else it is shortly as well. But one thing I wanted to point out, this is a woman called Erica. Let me know in the comments as well if you know Erica, because she's definitely getting around the socials now. Erica Kohlberg, when I first came across Erica, I think she was on something like 10,000 subscribers. In fact, when I updated this presentation today, I removed the slide that said she was on 75,000 subscribers. So when I took that screenshot, which I think was about 2 years ago, she was on 75,000 subscribers. Now, the reason I wanted to talk about Erica is because what fascinated me is she quit her job as a lawyer on $250,000 a year to become a YouTuber. She decided and put a stake in the ground and said, I'm going to quit my job and become a YouTuber. And she said at the start of that journey, and like I said, it was about 10,000 in at this time, she said, here's what I'm doing and here's where I'm going to get to. And she was very, very clear and very strategic about it. Now, I think it's 3 years later. I'm sure it was 2020. It might have been slightly earlier. But she's on 1.26 million subscribers now. So Erica's a unicorn, right? I'm not going to tell any of you guys here that you are going to quit your day jobs and go and become a YouTuber, and that's the good strategy. I'd say that's not a good strategy, but for Erica, she was very clear on what she wanted to do, the way she was going to get there. Actually, Erica created a video about the stimulus checks during COVID, and that was one video that really made her excel, because she took something that sounded really complicated and very legal, and she made it really easy to digest. And she ended up on the front feed, the front page of YouTube by doing that. So that was definitely one of those things that really helped her out. But she was very, very clear about where she wanted to go. She's since pivoted a little bit, and she talks about money and how you can save money and make the most money and all that kind of stuff. So what YouTube actually is then is it's a way for you to build an audience, authority, an asset library. It's a way you can accelerate, know, like, and trust, and a way you can add value to your business. And I'm going to talk about these 5 A's over the next few slides. And I'm going to talk about them from a small creator's point of view. I have 1,300, something like 1,365 or something like that subscribers right now. So if you're just getting started, or you've not started, or maybe you're just in the first couple of thousand, this session is really for you. It's really going to help you understand exactly how this really helps your business. So let's just lean into audience right now, and talk about ways you can get more attention. So RK3 said it right at the start. We were talking about attention. And I just wanted to show you this. So this is my most popular video. It's also the video I hate the most, by the way, because it's 90 seconds long. And I also did it. 18 subscribers. Well done, Danny. Love it. It's the one that I hate the most. And it's also my most popular one, which is just typical, right? It's 90 seconds long. And if you search for Facebook Live Sideways, at the moment in time when I did it, it changes often. You can see Lauria Petrucci on there. She's got loads of subscribers, so she often is number one for this. But at the time at which I searched for this, with 102 million results, I was the top of Google. So I want you to think about this from a strategic point of view. If you're paying for ads right now, or you're paying somebody that says, hey, I can get you to the top of Google, why not try creating a YouTube video? Why not try creating a video that answers something that somebody is searching for right now? In fact, that's the first thing I get my clients to do, is to think about the first 10 to 15 questions that their clients or their potential clients ask them. I say, think about those most commonly asked questions, the frequently asked questions that you put on your website. They're the ones you can answer straight away. And you've already got 3 months worth of content, right? If we publish one video a week, we've got 3 months worth of content there. So what are the questions you ask the most? And you can end up at the top of Google when you're doing that. And I didn't pay a penny to be there, right? I didn't pay a penny to be there. So you can create an audience. You can gather an audience. You can pull people towards you. You can get more eyeballs on your content just by creating this content. This is a video I created 4 years ago, how to fix Facebook Live sideways issues. And it didn't get many views. I mean, I was getting, in fact, the views it did get, I was probably just sending people the video when they were asking me the question. I was coaching a load of people and they were trying to Facebook Live for the first time. And they didn't know why they were sideways. So I was sending this video to them so I didn't have to answer the same question over and over again. And you can see on the left-hand side, it has just a sort of a few views here and there. And then you can see the spike that happened when COVID happened. And this is not the same kind of spike that Erica had, right? It's not, I didn't get millions of views or anything like that. But there's a spike that happened. And I wanted to talk about this specifically from a small creator's point of view, because a lot of us get disheartened when we're starting on YouTube because we don't get the numbers that we want. But actually, I just want you to look at this from 2019 to now. I did the screenshot today. I've had 41,000 views on this video, this 90-second video, which has led to 640 hours of people watching it. And then it's given me 239 extra subscribers. So it's not a platform that you can just go on like TikTok, like Instagram Reels, and just put a video out there and go viral. It's a platform that takes a bit of time. It takes a bit of time, but it continues to give you an audience 4 years later. Right? I don't think any of the other platforms can claim to do that. It's only YouTube, as far as I'm concerned, that can claim to do that. So when the whole, to wrap the audience piece up, what I just want you to think about is, what would your business do if it had 40,000 eyeballs, pairs of eyeballs on your content? What would you do with another 230 people in your email list, right? We can convert these viewers, we can convert these subscribers into email subscribers, into leads, into sales as well. Another thing that YouTube gives you is authority. Now, in the past, when I used to do business networking, the way people got authority, or what made me feel like they were an authority, is when someone said to me, I'm Dave and I've written a book. And I was like, oh my God, you've written a book. You must be amazing at what you do, right? It could have been the worst book in the world, but I'd still have had that sort of impression, that perception that they were a great person, they were an expert in their field. Now, with YouTube, you can create that same sense of authority regardless of how far you are in your journey. If you're just starting in business, or if you've been in business for 5 years, you can create that authority by, I'll tell you another story about this as well. I've just noticed who's liked this comment. but you can create that authority by being by having a YouTube channel. So this is an expert call out. Now, the thing that I've just spotted here is this is in 2020, and it's in a group by Kellyanne Teasdale. She doesn't know. I've been in a group for a while. She doesn't know who I am. I've not done a good enough job yet stamping my authority with Kelly, right? So I've missed my opportunity. However, what I've just noticed is Helena Holrick there, who's liked that post, is now 3 years later a one-to-one client of mine. 3 years later. I didn't notice that until just now. And I've done this presentation like 30 times. However, although Kelly didn't know who I was, there was enough people in this group to tag me in here a couple of times, right? When someone tags you in a post like this, make sure you go and say thank you. It's not it's someone rubber stamping you. By them tagging you, then it's a really nice thing to do. It's a great referral, and people will prefer to see people that have been tagged than you just saying yourself, hey, it's me, I'm the expert. They prefer to see the referral from someone else. So what I did is something I would never do anymore. I wouldn't go and beg for the subscribers like I did. I was trying to grow my channel. Forgive me for asking for her to subscribe to my channel. And there's loads of spelling errors in this post. You can see that in there as well. So forgive me for that also. But what I do is I answer the question. If I was to do this again now, I'd just answer the question and I'd drop the YouTube video that answers the question in there. I wouldn't just put my subscribe link in there, right? But what that does is all the other people that have been tagged into that status, into that thread, have now been lost because I've got this woman's attention, right? She's watching my videos now. I've answered the question. She's got the help that she needed, and she's now going, Matt's the person that I need to speak to about this. And imagine the compounding impact that has as she goes and navigates the world and gets asked about video. And it all comes to do with the fact that I do what most people tell you not to do on the socials, which is put in links to other social platforms where it takes you off that platform. Actually, I want it to take her off the platform. I want her attention on my channel. Okay, so this is how you get an instant authority status with your YouTube channel. It's strategic. It's not by accident. It's strategic. Okay, so let's talk about number 3 then. I hope you're keeping up, guys. Let me know in the comments if you're keeping up, if you're happy about this content. Any questions you've got, don't forget to put that Q just before the question. So this is number 3 of the 5 A's. So this is assets. And, you know, I've talked about this, and all of these 5 A's, they come into themselves and they, you know, all merge into one really. But I want you to think about your YouTube channel as an asset library. This is an asset library of your best content. Think about that for a second. A lot of the time when you're churning out content, in fact, sometimes I feel like it's a hamster wheel when you've got to create content all the time. If you feel like that, let me know in the comments. That feeling of creating content all the time can be very difficult. It can be very soul destroying when you don't get the results that you want. But what if you thought about the fact that every time you created a piece of content, a long form piece of content for YouTube, it was an asset that kept on giving. This was an investment in your business, right? I talked about the fact that this video is 4 years old and it's still my most popular video. It's still bringing me leads now, still bringing me views, still bringing me more subscribers, right? These are long-term assets. Once you start to consider that your YouTube videos are assets, you no longer have to question whether you're going to create any more. You don't need to question whether this is a drain on your energy. You just know that every time you're creating one, you're posting it on there, you can reuse it over and over again, and it keeps giving you an audience. But you have to rehydrate it. Rehydrating existing assets, as far as I'm concerned, is continuing to send an audience to it. So think about the last authority example I gave you. When Kelly posted about that, I think it was a question about cameras or something. I posted a video that I filmed months before. I didn't just leave it to chance or create a new piece of content for her. I said, hey, here's a video I've done before. When I send my newsletter out, we have a weekly newsletter that goes out to my email audience. We send out videos. We sent one out this week that was 2 years old. The content's still relevant. And I got a new comment on that content because someone watched it. It's an evergreen piece of content and they love what the content was. There's new people coming into my audience all the time. They're not going to see my old content. So why would I not reuse that and repurpose it? Which is a comment that I've got later on. And then short-term assets, you can use YouTube for short-term assets as well. I wouldn't store course content on YouTube, like intellectual property, that kind of stuff. I would use something like Vimeo for that. But I would do things like challenges. We have a 5-day getting started on YouTube challenge that's on my channel right now. That's great to stick on there. You know, like I wouldn't normally post a video every day on YouTube. I would do it every week. But with a 5-day challenge, I could post a new video every time. Just what BiGVU are doing here with these workshops, webinar type style things, they're great for sticking on there. And then, of course, we've got podcasts and stuff as well. Okay, accelerating know, like, and trust. Right, this is a great little hack. I'm going to talk to you about this shortly. I'm going to give you this now. It's a great little hack, and it's something people forget to do, right? So if you think, hey, by the way, does everybody know what know, like, and trust is? Let me know if in the comments if you've not heard that before. Know, like, and trust. So in the business world, we want to make a relationship with people, you know, build up this know, like, and trust factor. And what they say is, in order for someone to buy from you or to come closer to you, they need to have seen your content, and you know, these random numbers, like they need to have seen you 8 times, 11 times. You've got to have 13 touch points, all this kind of stuff, right? So basically, they're saying you have to have keep getting in front of them in order for them to like you and to want to trust you and to want to buy from you. And you can do that really, really quickly with a YouTube channel, because you can put your stuff in a playlist and you can send them a link. So if they ask the question, like Kelly asked me that question, instead of sending her a link to a YouTube video where, you know what happens at the end of a YouTube video, it goes on to what's suggested next, which is a bit of a waste of time, really, because they watch your video and then off they go somewhere else and they're lost in YouTube for 2 hours. But actually, if you send them your playlist, they will watch your video and then they'll watch your next video and your next video and your next video. It doesn't leave anything for chance. So we're being strategic again. We're giving them the chance to watch more of your content, and we're building that know, like, and trust factor. Because the more content of yours they watch, the more quicker they're going to decide whether they like you or not. And it's just as valuable if they don't like you. Okay. The worst thing you can have is them sitting on the fence. So you want either them to like you or not like you and leave, right? So definitely don't let them sit on the fence. And then my last day is added value. Because when I talked about the hamster wheel and creating content, whenever people say that to me, can you create more content? I'm like, oh God, I've got to plan content. I've got to decide what's going to be in it. I've got to make sure my hair's done. I've got to get the right clothes on. I've got to plan all these things, make sure my camera's all set up and all that kind of stuff, right? It feels difficult at times. So instead of doing that, what about if we took our signature piece of content, our YouTube video, and we repurposed that and distributed it 49 times? So what I teach people to do is I teach them to take their long form piece of content. I've got a real structured strategy for this. It's called content repurposing, it's called, but you can see a part of it on the spreadsheet on there. Is I take them to take the content. We make snippet videos out of that. We make quotes out of that. We make, where appropriate, podcasts, audiograms, all sorts of different pieces of content. And then we make sure we distribute that across the different social media platforms. So this is where you can really have YouTube add value to your business, because a lot of the time people are trying to create all these short form pieces of content, but actually it means you sit there and you've got to create 20 pieces of content in a week, and it's exhausting. So what about if we created one long form and then use that to create all of the other 20 that we needed? All right. So that's the 5 A's. So how do we actually make money then, Matt? That's what we came here for. I'm going to give you a couple of examples here of real people that have made some money and the ways in which they do that. Now, if you Google that question, how do I make money from YouTube? This is the answer that you're going to get. right? You need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, right? And it's a really bad answer because this is not how most YouTubers make money. So here's a couple of case studies of how people make money. This is a magician I met a little while ago. He was doing one of my challenges and we talked about stuff that he was doing. He had 8,000 subscribers at the time. He's got loads more now. He definitely has a monetization strategy now. But he had 1.7 million views and he was creating a video every day. I'm pretty sure he said to me every day. And I was like, mate, that is insane. That is just so much content, so much effort. In a niche that is pretty easier compared to some other niches, right? Because everybody loves magic. Challenge you to find someone that doesn't like magic. But he was making £1,200 a month from AdSense, right? From YouTube ads. That's it. I mean, that's a good amount of money, right? Don't know if that's a quit your day job kind of money. And for the investment of a video every day, that seems like a lot of effort. It took him 2 years to get to that point, and he didn't have any other strategy for monetization. Here's some of the strategies you might want to think about for monetization. Right? Affiliate revenue. Think about your industry now, your expertise. Who could you find that you could affiliate with that you would recommend anyway? So I'll give you an example of that. I use TechSmith Camtasia. Loved Camtasia. I've used it for years. Sent loads of people their way and didn't pick up any affiliate revenue. Right? Yeah, totally forgot. BiGVU, they've got an affiliate program. Sign up to it. Get yourself some affiliate commission. If you're going to recommend them anyway, you may as well send people your affiliate link and get a little bit of a cut out of it. Membership. So I've got a YouTube membership now. So they pay me a monthly fee. We've got a bunch of people that I meet every Friday and we talk about YouTube. Digital products. So these can be really simple digital products. So recently we did a 30-day shorts challenge. And in that shorts challenge, I gave my audience 100 content ideas for £9. Right? It was like a no-brainer offer. And guess what I used to create those content ideas? ChatGPT. So it took me about 2 hours to create it. £9 offer. I made something like £300 off it. And they were joining my challenge anyway. You know, it made sense for me to make that offer. So think about your digital products. What could you offer? Whether it's low ticket, whether it's high ticket, what can you offer that will add some value to you? Courses. Me and RK3 was talking about it before. You said you've got courses, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So courses, I've got courses, talked about content repurposing school. Courses are great because whenever you have a conversation and somebody says to you, how do I do X, Y, Z? Courses is the answer. Anything that you get asked often, build it into a course and sell that. Coaching is a great one. Done for you services. Not a big fan of done for you services. It's a lot of effort and it takes your time. Facebook groups, of course, you can sell Facebook groups, or a Facebook group could be just where you gather all your leads up. Right. So another great strategy. We started a channel about Canva. And what we did, it was just showing you how to use Canva. And then we created a Facebook group called Canva Collective. And within a month, we got 120 odd people in that group straight from YouTube. I wanted to prove that you could build a Facebook group from a YouTube channel. I think we published 4 videos on that channel. We got 120 odd people in that group. And then, of course, website traffic. This is how you're going to convert those viewers, those eyeballs that you get on your content, and you make them give you some money in some way. Of course, I'm going to use myself as a case study because we've got some good figures to talk about here. This is my latest screenshot for my channel. Not mind-blowing numbers here. Not mind-blowing numbers. All right. Get people ask me all the time, Matt, how do you teach people about YouTube and you've only got 1,300 subscribers? And I'm like, just because I want to. Why would I not want to do it? Just do it. Here's my case study. So I had 1,000 subscribers. In fact, when I got this brand deal, I had less than 1,000 subscribers. I had about 780. 48,000 views at the time. I was getting zero money from YouTube. They were not paying me for ads because I didn't satisfy the requirements for AdSense. I still don't. But I got £40,000 worth of a brand deal off the back of my YouTube channel. So I had 2 or 3 sponsored videos first, and then they paid me a retainer for a good amount of time to be a community manager, right? So you can get these gigs, and by having a channel, by having some authority status, by people seeing that you're serious about what you're doing, you can ask for brand deals. You don't need huge numbers. Not everybody's going to give you a brand deal. Be prepared to hear no quite often, but why not ask for it? Other revenue streams that I've got: affiliate marketing, courses, membership, Facebook community, and done for you services. We used to do done for you services. We don't anymore. Then I wanted to give you a really small example, right? This is a online coach. This was a one-to-one coach, a one-to-one client that we had. We were managing her channel, and of course, when you do work with someone one-to-one and they're paying you a good amount of money to help them with their videos, of course they want a return really quickly, and we can't promise that on YouTube. But with this client, she had 150 subscribers. I think we'd only grown the channel by about 50 subscribers at the time, 2,300 views, and she got a £6,000 coaching client. And let me tell you, this coaching client was a troll in her comments. The guy actually mocked her sound, or the music was too loud. That's what he said. And we were fuming. We were like, oh my God, this guy's trolling us. We've got our first troll. We must be making it on YouTube. She ended up having a conversation with him. And before you know it, £6,000 a year coaching client, right? 150 subscribers. I never want to hear anybody complain about the amount of subscribers they've got again, because it's not worth it. You need one good client if you're high ticket. If you're low ticket, of course, you need more eyeballs. It's going to take you a bit longer to get there. But that's why you have to have multiple different offers. I love 1,300 subscribers. Jeffra, that is a great comment, right? And the reason why that's a great comment is what you don't think is good enough right now, somebody else would love to have. That's so, so important, because we're all constantly looking forward. We never get a chance just to say, hold on a minute. This time last year, I had 750 subscribers. You know, I've made it. I'm going forward. I'm moving forward a little bit at a time. Mr. B said it took him, 2 years of making crap content before he got any views or whatever. And if you actually look, it was like 7 years before he's making lots of money and stuff as well. Cool.
Can we stop for just a second and ask? Yeah, you were talking about the that coaching person before, and I think Praful has asked a question as we're talking about non-YouTube specific ways to get monetization. So the question was, is there a way to have a CTA or call to action and capture leads on the YouTube videos without just searching the subscribers? What do you recommend there?
Yeah, so it's all about the description, right? So that's where you're going to put your CTA. So you might say in the video, the call to action for those of you who don't know what a CTA is, you might say the call to action out loud, like one, for example, that I use in the Canva example was, if you enjoyed this content, don't forget to join our Facebook group. Link is in the description, right? By talking, and this is what you need to think about with YouTube. You're not talking to hundreds of people, thousands of people. You're speaking to one person. So you need to talk to that person and think about them listening to your words and then taking some kind of action. So you need to directly speak to them. Hey, if you enjoyed this content, don't forget to go to the description and join my Facebook. I can't wait to see you there. Right? It's not about 1,000 people. It's just about one. And it's compounding all the time. They will come to you.
Love it.
Just the little hack on that one, RK, was like we on your front page of your YouTube channel, you get to have a featured video. So you can do like a featured video for people that are subscribed and a featured video for those that are unsubscribed. If you in the description, in the first something like 6 lines of that description, put in your call to action and then add it to your homepage, it shows up straight away. So as soon as someone lands on your channel, they see the call to action. It's a little hack there for you.
Love it. Fantastic. I think we've got quite a few questions. I want to let you finish up here, but I did want to stop for a second because we've got a few
Yeah,
people
sure.
asking
We're at
about
the end anyway. We just
shorts.
literally got the giveaway. That's it.
Okay, cool. So let's talk about the shorts. So some people are asking about YouTube shorts. You
Yeah.
talked about long form or the person that was filming videos, posting videos every single day.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot, but are we talking about YouTube shorts? Or are we talking about long form content? And what's the way to go here?
Um, what's the way to go? You can go whichever way you want to, right? Like it just depends
Yeah.
on your strategy. Like for this magician guy, he'd got already a whole bunch of content on his hard drive that he could just go and repurpose that content. He could be publishing it every day, and because he's got 10 years worth of content, it would have been fresh content that no one's ever seen before, so
Yeah.
he's got the advantage of having that. But if you were doing it on the flip side, that we just did, today was the last day of our 30-day challenge for shorts. And I've had people there that are just posting shorts. They're not worried about their long form content. Okay, it has an effect on their channel. But the focus was like, let's do 30 days of shorts. And I said to them right at the start, hey, if you post a video on shorts every day for the next 30 days, you're going to get some results.
Right.
And they're like, what results? And it's like, well, some results. Like, I can't tell you what those good results are going to be, but just do it and see what happens. And, sure enough, they've gone from 10 views to 15 views. I had one person that's had 120,000 views on one video. All their other videos have got like 300 views, but she had
Yeah.
one that hit the nail on the head and it went. So, but if she'd not done that every day, she'd have been sitting there going, oh, I've got 120 views, 130 views.
Yeah. So I think you just crossed over some of this. There are quite a few questions that are asking about
Yeah.
ideal video length, etc. But I think there's David Leo asked earlier, is there a tip on how many times to post per week? What is the ideal amount of time, or what do you recommend? How do you figure that out?
Yeah, so if I'm working with a client one-to-one, then we do one video a week. That's our ideal goal, is one video a week. Some people will do 2 or 3 and add in like a podcast and stuff in there as well. A great opportunity right now with the podcast tab. If you're doing shorts, you can kind of change out of that one video a week. But like for my clients, for the people that are taking YouTube seriously long term, we're doing one video a week. It doesn't need to be more than that. You can just do that consistently and you will find an audience. Like I say,
Love it.
shorts is the breakaway from that, because you can do that every day if you want to.
Love it. Love it. And so let's ask one more question, and then I'll let you kind of finish that next piece of things here. So this question says, I think somebody's looking to go viral really quickly. So they said the pandemic offered a boost to online activities and exponentially raised traffic, but now we're back to normal operations. What would be a successful topic that could turn viral?
Okay, so I'm going to address the first part of that question.
Yeah.
The pandemic gave you an opportunity. There's a little bit of like leading into that to excuses. Well, it worked well because it was a pandemic and everyone was online. They had more spare time to watch this stuff, right? It's not true. Whoever you're going for, whatever your audience and industry is, they've got time for you if your content is good. If it's bad, they've got no time for you, right? But in terms of topics, I know a guy that does, what is it? He does pharmaceutical health and safety. I think it's something like that. It's like the most boring topic in the world, and he's absolutely killing it. He's getting corporates and he's killing it in that industry. Just these live videos, amazing work. So the reason why I'm telling you that is because there is no such thing as a topic that is viral. However, if I had to pick something right now, it would be AI. Anything AI. You want to talk about different types of software that uses AI, uses of AI to make money, AI. That's it. Right now, in my world at least, everybody's talking and listening and watching to anything to do with AI.
I love it. So let's talk AI for just a second here. So somebody is asking, do you have a suggestion on apps for turning long form content into short form content?
Long form to short form.
Well, I know one off the top of my head, but I'll
Yeah,
if you know anyone. So there's one called video.ai, video.ai
yeah,
that will chop up your long form content into 60-second or 90-second or whatever your time frame is. It does pretty well. You know, the disadvantage is that sometimes it doesn't always clip things exactly
yeah,
in a section that might make sense from a conversational standpoint, but it does give you some ideas at least of what you can use for short form out of your long form content. So
yeah.
that's one.
So, and I've heard varying opinions of that software, and again,
Yeah.
like for me, when I did it, we used to do this as a service. We had a product called Repurpose Lab, and we
Oh yeah,
repurposed
yeah,
the
yeah.
content, and we had human beings look at it and pick out the timings of it. And it's so
Mhm.
AI with it, I think, is a difficult one. There's
Yeah.
a Chrome extension called GLASP, GLASP, that
Mhm.
will take your transcription, open ChatGPT, and then summarize it. And we're using that now for the summaries of our YouTube videos. Really, really great tool. But there's no
Love it.
reason why you couldn't, if it's already put the transcription into ChatGPT, you could say, hey, can you give me 3 30-second snippets from this video, including timestamps, and maybe that would work. Like, there's just so many ways in which you can try this out. There you go, Glass. Oh, that's Emma. That's my business partner. Let's put that on there. Thank you, Emma.
Okay. Love it. Excellent. All right. Let me see if there's anything else. I know we've got the questions are just kind of flying in here, man. Let me see if there's anything. Somebody's asking about YouTube ads. Is that worth, is it worth it to invest in YouTube ads? And, what recommendations do you have around that?
Is it worth it? Yes. Depending on your industry, depending on what you're selling, right? Like is
Yeah.
anything worth it? Yes, of course it is. Everything is worth it. If you've got an audience, if you've got the right people, if you've got a good hook, if you've got a product to sell, like, of course it's worth it. There's a guy called Tom Breeze. He's the only person
Yeah.
I know. He's been in doing YouTube ads for years. He's a guy who talks about YouTube ads with great passion and enthusiasm. So I definitely look for Tom Breeze. But ads, yeah, if you got high ticket stuff, I know YouTube ads are killing it right now for that stuff. But I've not seen anybody do it for low ticket because
Yeah.
you use short form platforms for that kind of stuff.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So here's a few of these questions came through as well. Remember
Yeah.
when you were talking about people offering to sponsor your content, and that was a way of monetizing?
Yes.
Somebody's curious about how does the sponsor offer you to monetize their content, and how do you know it? What's the way for sponsors to contact you in that way?
Yes. So for sponsors to contact you, you need some way for them to contact you. So this is inquiries email address on your in your description. So I've got one in all of my descriptions. You could have your social links in there as well, and when you're making that inquiries link, just call it out. Sponsors, send me an email here.
Mhm.
But what I will say to you is, you're not going to get sponsors. Look, it's really hard because you think that everything's going to come to you. When you're just starting out,
Yeah.
it doesn't. You have to go out and put yourself out there. And what I said in the presentation is, like, be prepared to hear someone say no to you many times.
Yeah.
Like, you've got to, if I want Logitech to send me some cameras to review them, they're not going to send them to me straight away. I've got to go and find the right people, or I've got to get in front of them at an event and ask the question. There's effort required for this stuff. Like, there are no shortcuts, really.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So there's just so much stuff in here. I wish we had time to answer everybody's question, but there's an interesting question here that I don't know if you want to answer. Both
Yeah.
of us might be able to answer this. Can you be successful on YouTube if you're an introvert?
Yeah. Doesn't Mr. Beast describe himself as an introvert? Is it Mr. Beast that's the most famous one?
Maybe.
There was a woman who, name escapes me now, but yeah, look, for the introverts, it's the best place to be, right? Because a lot of the time, depending on your content, but a lot of the
Yeah.
time, you're sat in your bedroom creating content for the first time. If that's the room that you've got available, I've got a little office here, a tiny office.
Yeah.
you're on your own. You've got no one around you. You know, like if you're scared of being in public, you don't have to be a magician performing. You can just crack on and start straight away. So yes,
So
introverts, you are
let me
welcome.
bring some additional clarity to that question, because a lot of people, when they hear the term introvert, they immediately think introvert equals shy. And that's not necessarily the case. I mean, Robert Kennedy III, RK3, I've taken the Myers-Briggs exam multiple times, and I'm identified as an introvert. And what it really means is that people drain energy from you. The extroverts, they thrive on the energy of everybody else, or the environment that they're in. I'm married to an extrovert. My wife will go to an amusement park and she wants to shut the place down. She wants to stay until the door's shut and everybody's out of the park. The fireworks are shot off. She wants to be there. After 2.5 hours, I'm like, okay, my people meter has shot up.
That's exactly what I've heard so many times. Yeah, I'm done with people today.
Yeah. Can we go home now? Can we go home? And it's funny for people because I'm a public speaker. I'm on stage quite often, but it's different when you're on stage. But by the same token, if I'm speaking 3 days in a row, it takes me another week to recover after that. So to answer that question, YouTube is a perfect place for an introvert, because you're not peopling. You have the opportunity to stop, to pause, to jump cut, to do whatever you need to do to deliver content and information and a message to people.
Yeah, and I think understanding yourself and knowing your own energy levels, and how, like, RK3, you didn't just wake up one day and figure that out, that's how you were, right? Like, it took some time of going, like, why am I so tired? I seem to have been here the same time as my friends, but I'm really drained, right? So you as you get older, you figure this stuff out, and understanding your energy levels, knowing when you're best. I don't want to make a YouTube video at 7 p.m. I want to make a video at 10 a.m. because I'm full of beans. Whereas I know developers that will be up at 2 a.m. and they've got all the energy in the world because they're nerdy developers. I used to be a developer. But understanding your energy levels when you're good to do this stuff is really important too.
Fantastic. All right. So what else do you have to share with us? Let's kind of start landing the plane a little bit here. We've got some great questions and I wish we could answer all of them, but let's start landing the plane here.
Yeah, so I just mentioned, and you've seen the links in the comments the whole time through, links.kingofvideo.co.uk. That's how you can connect with me, all my socials. And I've got this free guide, so getting started on YouTube. Just go and grab it. Actually, what you'll find on that links page is a link to some gear guides. I was recreating that page today, and it's not there right now. But by tomorrow, the gear guides will be in there. So if you're wondering, like, I've only got a budget of like £50 or $50 or whatever. How do I get started? I'll show you how to use your mobile phone. What little upgrades you can get to get to that stuff. If you have got a budget, $1,000 or less, maybe, then you can get a good camera and a good microphone and a few other things as well. And so I list all of that stuff out in those gear guides, and that's on that page as well.
Fantastic.
How did it know someone scanned that? I just seen a thing that said someone scanned it. That was amazing.
Somebody scammed what? I missed that.
It came up and it said someone scanned the QR code.
Wow.
Okay. Very clever.
Let's answer one more question here. Somebody's asking, do you recommend one Google account? And this is going to be confusing for some people, so let's walk through it. Do you recommend one Google account for each YouTube channel or one Google account with multiple channels?
So I have one Google account and I manage multiple brand accounts. You need to, I think the default is to create a brand account now, but if you've got an old YouTube channel, it's a personal one, make sure you convert it to a brand account. And then, there's no reason why you can't have one. I'm the manager of and owner of a couple and the manager of a few others that I'm working with. So one is fine.
Yeah.
Make sure you got two-factor authentication enabled on it.
Fantastic. So let's land, Matt. I mean, any final words of wisdom, anything that you want to share with our audience, those who are really looking to generate income, to monetize, and to just move further to the next level on YouTube?
Yeah, I guess the main thing I want you to think about is YouTube is definitely for you. You know, some people say, "Oh, I'll wait a couple of years," but the best time to start a YouTube channel was 2007, and the second best time is now. So get on with it. Don't wait. You've got to do. Mr. E says 100 videos, 100 terrible videos before you start making good ones. I would argue that and say if you're strategic, you could just do 10 bad videos and then start making good ones. And then the other thing is just to be strategic with it. Like really, really think about this, really plan it out well. Make sure you've got and you understand your strategy. Don't film a video and just publish it straight away. Film like 4 so you give yourself a buffer and so you can start publishing them as you're making more. And yeah, that's it really. Just make sure you think about how you're going to make money from this thing from day one, because having few views and few subscribers is not that bad if you've got cash in the bank.
Love it. Love it. Excellent. Well, Matt, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Again, if you want to get in touch with Matt, where's the easiest place for them to find you?
Kingofvideo.co.uk. That's the one. King of Video.
There we go.
There's that domain name I found.
Fantastic. Kingofvideo.co.uk. Get a hold of his free giveaway, getting started on YouTube. Like he said, the best time was in 2007. The next best time is right now. So let's jump on it and get a piece of the pie. Don't be left behind. Don't forget that this world, all of the information, you see all this stuff growing. There's enough. There are enough people that need to know something. There are enough people that have problems that need to be solved. And YouTube is one of the best ways for you to be able to solve their problems right now. So get Matt's giveaway and get locked in. All right. So that's what we've got for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you want to get in touch with me, go to getintouchwithrk3.com. As a matter of fact, if you're a real estate agent, you've been hanging out with us, I have what's called a video story boot camp coming up in the next couple of weeks here. You want to get signed up for that, just go to getintouchwithrk3.com and you'll see the graphic there and you can get signed up for that. We're taking about 15 to 20 agents for that. Okay. So get in touch with rk3.com and make sure that you subscribe to the BiGVU YouTube channel so that you can get locked in for our next fantastic, what are we having? Sessions. Yeah. Our next fantastic learning sessions with BiGVU. Have a fantastic day, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Storytellers, thanks for joining me on the session. I'm so pumped that we were connected, and I hope you found real value in what was shared. Do me a favor. I want to continue the journey with you. Head on over to getintouchwithrk3.com. That's right, getintouchwithrk3.com. On that page, you'll find all of the different places on the interwebs that you can get connected with me. And there are also some great resources for you to download. Download them because they're designed to help you become better presenters, better communicators, and video storytellers. And that's what we need more of in this world, right? Listen, get connected. Go to getintouchwithrk3.com. I'm RK3, and I hope to see you